Hello everyone, I'm Alvarez and this is Alvarez Metalworks. Let me start off by saying that I'm hand holding this, so you're going to get a lot of this in this video. Deal with it. I don't have time. I'm trying to make this fast. Okay, that being said, we're doing a quick review on these and just basically showing you guys what they are. If you don't know what these are, you either didn't read the description of the video or you don't know what dimple dies are. That's what these are, okay? This is what dimple dies are. They create this. It's a dimpled flare in metal, okay? Real simple to do. You need some hole saws, you need a drill press, and you're going to need some sort of press to compress the dies together. I'm using a 20-ton Harbor Freight press. Highly recommend using 20-ton or more if you plan on doing any kind of bending of thicker metal. This is 1/8-inch plate. If you're using thinner metals, 16 gauge or thinner, you may get away with using a much lighter duty press or even potentially just using a hammer, okay? I would recommend just getting a 20-ton press from Harbor Freight. They're like $180. Use your coupons, your 20% coupons. You're gonna, it's worth its weight in gold. Okay. This is not a Harbor Freight video, so let's get on with this. These dimple dies are made by a company called TMR Customs out of Toronto, Canada, or the Toronto area. Okay, it's Ontario, Canada. I believe it's northern Toronto area. So anyway. It's a small company. They make some really impressive things for off-road fabricators in the off-road industry. And I've used these die sets before on Project Pathfinder's roof rack. If you're interested in looking at that, search my videos for Project Pathfinder roof rack. You'll see what I'm talking about as far as the dimple dies being used on there. Anyway, let's get on to this. What are dimple dies? Why would you want them? What's the purpose behind it? Okay. Dimple dies were made, heavily used, I should say, in the airplane industry. Sorry, I'm drawing blank. I'm not using that right. Like aerospace or whatever, the airplane industry, whatever. Basically, what the reason is why they're using these is because when you're building aircraft industry, that's what I was looking for. When you're building aircrafts, your goal is to make the thing as light as possible and as strong as possible. To eliminate weight, you're eliminating metal. You're using thin metals and you're eliminating as much metal as possible. That's what dimple dies help with, okay? You're drilling holes, large holes in the sheet metal. You're using sheet metal, number one, and you're strengthening it by putting these dimples in it. Okay, how does that strengthen it? I don't know if I'm going to explain this correctly, but have you ever tried to bend a flat piece of metal? It's pretty easy unless it's really thick metal. If it's thin sheet metal, it bends really easy. You throw some distortion in the metal, these flares from that or like a bead roller type thing, beads in there, it becomes much more rigid. Okay, you put some bends in the metal, some 90-degree bends or just some subtle bends, the metal becomes much more rigid because you're not just having linear strength. Now you're getting horizontal, vertical, whatever you want to call it, depending on where the piece is at, you're getting strength there. So it keeps you from being able to flex that metal so easily. That's what they were used for, okay? The off-road industry has pretty much taken over these things. These things are being used by a lot of fabrication shops in the off-road industry. Basically, essentially, they're creating some pretty cool wow factor to their fabrication work. I'm not gonna even begin to say that that's the only reason that people use them for, because they serve they serve the same purpose that the aircraft industry uses them for. But let's face the facts. It looks cool. When you're building stuff and you got a bunch of dimple dyed holes. It just kind of looks cool. So that's a big factor there. So anyway, this die set is the Fabricator set. It's a 5-piece set. It comes in 1/2-inch increments. You have your 2.5, your 2, your 1.5, your 1, and your 1/2 inch. Okay, if there's anything I would like to complain about or whatever, if I had to complain about anything, it would be this. Okay, this 1/2" die, I really just don't see myself using. Okay, I would much rather have a different size of die, even if it was a 3/4 or an 1 3/4 or something like that. Now, on TMR's behalf, I will say this. A lot of times when fabricators are building things, they will have an angled flat piece of metal that they're dimple dyeing holes into, and they're using different sizes. When you do that, you're looking for uniform steps. 1/2" increments is a uniform step. This is still too small though for me. I'd much rather have a 3" die. However, this is leaps and bounds cheaper to make than a 3" die. So, and this kit is one of the cheapest ones on the market right now. If you guys put in coupon code Pirate 4x4, you're going to even get a 10% discount on top of its already low price. Okay, the price is I don't want to say a little over 300. It's $300+ range. Okay, that's a really good price for dimple dies. Now, let's talk about profiles real quick, and let's wrap this up. The reason why I like these dimple dies is simple. You see that rounded profile right there? Let's see if we can get this to focus a little better. There we go. That's what you're looking for. You look at the thinner metal. Even though it's much more sharper, it's still a rounded profile. Okay? When you're dimpling thicker metal, you're going to get that rounded profile. That's it, plain and simple. Okay? But when you're doing your thinner metal, it's much harder to achieve that rounded profile, and these still do it. That's what you're looking for. The reason why you want a rounded profile is because it creates more strength. It's a better design, okay? I'm not saying that because that's what I'm saying. I've done a lot of research on this, and there's people that have done a lot of research and testing on this that I read some articles about. That rounded profile is supposed to be better, okay? I'm not the expert here. I'm just telling you what I've read and what I've learned based on my research. Based on my reading research. So anyway, that's these. All the links that you'll ever need to find these things are in the description. I want to say something real quick. This company did not send these out to me to do a review. I bought these dimple dies because I'm about ready to build another roof rack for a buddy of mine on a 2000 Cherokee. It's real similar to the one I have on Project Pathfinder with some few differences. I didn't even consider approaching TMR about getting my own discount or having them send them out to me to do a review and some build videos. Didn't even think about it. I needed them. One night I just said time to buy them because I need to get going on this project. So this is all me, okay? This is not anything to do with TMR. There's other companies out there that build these things, but they all have different profiles and they're all at different price points. These are really good and some of the cheapest ones out there. So thanks for watching. Like always, subscribe, comment, like, and I will talk to you guys later. Thank you for the support and thank you for watching.